Katie.
And I'm Kay.
And you're listening to the Babes of Quinte Podcast.
Let's dive into something we've all faced, chronic pain.
It's fascinating how our understanding of pain has changed. Scientists used to see physical and emotional pain as totally separate.
Really? Things are shifting though, right?
Big time. Nicola from Diamond Physiotherapy taught me there's a strong connection. The brain's neural system processes both physical and emotional pain using the same pathways.
So our bodies and minds are more connected than we thought?
Exactly. Constant communication sharing the same pathways.
That's amazing. Diamond Physiotherapy treats the whole person. Physiotherapy, vestibular rehab, psychotherapy, all in one. Check them out at diamondphysiotherapy.ca and follow at Diamond Physiotherapy on Facebook and Instagram for more.
We understand the challenge of dealing with dental anxiety firsthand, but it doesn't have to stop you from getting the treatment you need.
At Family Dental Center, they're dedicated to enhancing your dental experience.
They have various services tailored to improve your visit, from weighted cozy blankets to ease restlessness to nitrous oxide for relaxation and oral conscious sedation to eliminate anxiety before and during your appointment.
The FDC team will work with you to find the best solution for your dental anxiety. Visit FamilyDentalCenter.com or call the Belleville, Frankfurt, or Coburg office to learn more.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I was going to call you Charity just now.
We are in the 95.5 studio, which is a rare.
It is rare.
It's so festive.
It is. Emily really killed it in this episode. In the studio, there's like snowflakes above me and blue little lights and snowflakes on the windows.
Cool 100, get it together. Call out.
How are you today?
Good. I have a bit of a headache, but otherwise I'm good.
That's not good.
I think I gave myself whiplash.
How?
Soccer.
I was like, what were you doing?
Don't know. No, I usually try not to head balls because I've had so many concussions, but sometimes I just do it anyways. But I think I didn't do it very well last night. I gave myself whiplash.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, so I'm just tired.
It's the weather. Like, it's a little gloomy outside today.
But I did get my eyebrows done.
You look beautiful.
A little red, but working it.
That's fine. It'll go away.
And we are going
to
a play tomorrow, or a ponto.
Oh,
are you coming?
Yeah, of course I'm coming.
Making sure.
I bought the ticket.
I know. So we're going to the Tweed & Co. Theater tomorrow. But today we're doing things too.
We're doing things today too. We're going to Flossie's today.
It's their grand opening.
Going to Albert College today.
Going to present to them.
Are we presenting today?
No. He's going to tell us what he needs us to present. Shout out Bob Lizelle. I don't know. That was 7? An early episode, like 7 or 8.
Yeah, it was real early.
Don't even know.
That's fun.
Yeah, and then next week is networking.
You have
galore.
Everything next week.
I've taken it easier this week and the week before because I knew next week was gonna destroy me.
Yeah.
Burnout.
Yeah, you have a presentation at the Small Business Center.
I do have a presentation at the Small Business Center called Radio for Small Business. I've been working on the presentation. I think it looks slick.
It looks stunning.
So if you're a small business, and I'm not hard selling anyone.
It's not a sales pitch.
No, I'm just explaining because I think as someone who's comes from a radio family and has been learning the ins and outs of radio kind of more the last year and a half, and learning radio sales and how people can use it for marketing. It is confusing. It's a very different.
Yeah.
There's words. There's
donuts are not what you think they are.
They're not. Combo. What?
Combo. I just want to eat them.
Same. Combos. But so the Small Business Center tomorrow at the Small Business Center asked if we would do a presentation because they put on many presentations and events. And I think it's going to be really cool. So I think you can still register. So I'd love if you would come out and watch me present a presentation.
If you want to learn more about radio.
Yeah. I think it's really cool. I may be biased, but
it is really cool.
And it's really powerful.
I'm also very biased. But
we know we're biased, but it is really powerful. And I don't think everyone recognizes that.
No, I think that some people have a preconceived notion
that quote unquote radio is dead
or it's too old school, but I'm just like, you know what?
Not. Especially in this market.
This market is so cool.
It's insane.
You need to sign up for Katie's thing because she's going to deep dive into all of this.
Yeah.
This week.
Oh, such a fun episode, honestly.
This week we talk, so we talked to 4 people. And technically 5.
Oh, technically 5 because one.
Technically 5.
He was there, like,
in spirit.
We knew he was coming, but not there yet.
With the strongest name. I think that should be the name of the episode.
Jack McElroy or McAvoy.
We should just
Great
name
name.
that.
No, the name of this episode is going to be... It was either like Synergize and Jazzercise or like Tourism as a Force for Good, which is so...
That's good.
Yeah.
But I feel like... Whoa, that was loud.
But so who is actually on this week is the Bay of Quinte Marketing Board.
Jack McAvoy.
Jack McAvoy. It's just one person. No, it's a team.
No, it's a team. Yeah.
So it's Doug, Anna, Trevor, and Jen.
Yes. And they are...
Here's the thing too, is so many people like that I've met through networking have been like, oh yeah, Doug. Oh, Doug. I'm like, who is Doug? Finally met him. Great dude. Love you, Doug. Like, you're a gem.
From that man.
Just they have such a positive energy.
Yeah. It's just...
Their energy is a force for good.
Oh, literally.
But I think just listen, have a good time, enjoy.
Our next guest ran so we could walk. Anna Fraiberg, Jen Achilles, Trevor Norris, and Doug Stevenson make up the Bay of Quinte Regional Marketing Board. You want to talk about loving where you live? These individuals spend countless hours marketing tourism in Belleville, Brighton, Mohawks of the Bay of Quinte, Napanee, Quinte West, and the Quinte Home Builders Association. We're going to keep this intro short and get right into it. So, Babes of Quinte, please welcome Anna, Jen, Trevor, and Doug, the team at the Bay of Quinte Regional Marketing Board.
Hello.
Hi.
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 How are you guys doing?
Terrific.
Great.
When we have this many people in, we go like grade 4 and we're like, go around the room and introduce yourself. So let's do that.
Nice.
Okay, but we do have a very serious question we ask within this. So introduce yourself, tell us who you are, and then tell us your favorite potato chip. Because it can tell a lot about a person's personality. So we'll start here with Anna.
Okay. Hi, I'm Anna Fraiberg. I'm the digital marketing manager on the team. I'm the newest member of the team. And my favorite chip, it's a toss-up between dill pickle and sour cream and onion.
Is like a brand? Do you have like a favorite brand? Because that
I
really
go back
isn't
and forth
dividing.
between Miss Vicky's and Lay's.
That's a classic.
That's good.
It's a good match.
Is that the right answer?
Yeah.
There's no wrong answers.
Yes, there is. You know there is.
There is a wrong answer. It's lightly salted Lace.
Yeah.
That is the wrong answer.
Those are terrible.
Tim from Tweed & Co. I call him out every time.
What if that's my favorite chip?
Leave.
Then you
Well,
have
then
to
you're being
go.
added to the chip list.
We will ridicule you.
Whole
Forever and
episode.
ever.
My name is Doug Stevenson. I'm the executive director, and I like all chips. I don't discriminate against any chip. But specifically, I do love no-name chips, any no-name brand.
Love
The
it.
thing is, they reduce, in my opinion, they reduce the fattening process on the no-name ones. And so I think you get a more pure
better chip.
and for a better price.
Okay.
They're like $1.50 a bag.
Yeah.
Like, how can you go wrong
And
with
often they're, 4 for $5.
that? Yeah.
What
It's
a
like a
deal.
total-
Yeah, it's like
Have you
Arby's
noticed-
beef sandwiches.
The barbecue chips, the no-name ones, are the same flavor as hickory sticks.
Oh, interesting.
The more you know.
But now I need to try them.
Yeah. They literally taste like hickory sticks, but a chip.
The other thing I want to say about chips, if I can,
Yeah. by all means.
is I was talking to my kids about how they used to make pizza chips. Remember, like once a
Yes.
year, pizza chips would come out.
Yeah.
Pringles, I think Pringles still has
Still
them.
make. So anyway, we're walking in the grocery store the other week, and there was one of the either hot dog or hamburger ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, it got me excited.
It's the little things.
No.
Yeah, I'm Trevor. Hi,
Trevor.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me. I don't have as much to say about chips as Doug. He's got usually 4 to 8 minutes prepared about chips. But I like just a regular Ruffles plain chip. I like to get into the quality of the potato.
And
the
Ruffles
source.
is like your benchmark for
it's
quality.
My benchmark, yep. Yeah, and the salt they use is quite good. So.
Are you dipping this in anything? Or
Well, you know what? It's funny you say that. I was never a big dipper, and now I've just come in. Now that I'm a little bit older, I'm in my mustard years. I'm in my dipping years.
Mustard?
I'm in my hot tubbing years. So like that hell of a good.
I thought he was
mustard.
dipping in mustard in the hot tub. I was
Just
like,
in general, yeah.
I'm painting a
I
picture.
dip my chips in
right
mustard
now.
while I'm in the hot tub.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing.
No, that chip dip, that hell of a good chip. It's
very
really
good.
it should be like need to be prescribed. Like you should need a doctor's note for that because it's too easily accessible.
Yeah.
It's too good. So.
I have another question for you, Trevor.
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm the destination development manager for Bay of Quinte.
Okay. I have many questions about
Yeah,
that.
we'll circle back.
Hi, I'm Jen.
Hi, Jen.
I am the manager of media and design, so I do a lot of graphic design work, essentially. And I love, and it's come full circle, a wavy lay.
Yeah.
That's my chip.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't usually dip, but my partner does. So if the dip's out,
You'll
there
dip.
there may be a chip in the dip.
Okay.
So you like more of a wave than a ripple,
I like a wave.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
interesting.
the salt is pretty good on that one.
Yeah, it is.
Have you tried the double crunch ruffles?
I have not.
Okay.
I've seen
I don't even
those,
think I've
yeah.
seen that.
So, Ruffles makes. I talk about this way too often. They're like Mrs. Vicky's like texture, but it's a ruffle chip and has the ruffle flavor.
Huh.
But they're super crunchy.
I'm surprised we weren't offered chips on the way in here, to be
Yeah, it's
honest.
a bit ghetto.
Maybe we need to start.
We went to a conference a couple weeks ago. What did we buy? We got, I think, either orange or red stock Doritos,
Sun
Ring-a-Lows, Sun Chips. They disappeared very quickly.
Yeah.
So none of these were just mentioned in the room, but they were all quite tasty.
Smart popcorn was
Smart,
around.
yeah.
I was on a health kick then
Yeah.
last week.
It's pretty good.
Last week.
I think there's a difference
It's
between the chip
different
you
now.
choose when you're alone or when you're with your peers. There's
Oh, I
an
have no
air that
shame.
needs to be
Yeah.
put forth when
No
you're
shame.
eating chips amongst
All of
people.
a sudden you're having Sun Chips.
yeah, I'm like, oh, I love these things. But
Yeah.
They taste like cardboard. I'm sorry. I
I
can't.
love the Sun.
I
another
love
hand.
Yeah, I
Sun
pictured it. It
Chips.
was very
Yeah.
nostalgic.
You
for me.
guys are.
I love it.
Wild.
It takes me back because when like Subway, you get your like combo. When I was a kid,
Yes.
I'd always choose Sun Chips.
Yeah.
flavored gym socks. Bleh.
Yeah.
Delish, my fave.
That was
You
when they
would.
made the mini bags of chips, like proper, maybe 85 grams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's like 28 grams.
Yeah, you're getting 4 chips. It's
Nothing.
great.
Yeah, it's like Halloween. I was like rating my kids' Halloween candy, and I opened a thing of Doritos. There was like 3 chips in
Yeah.
it. I was like, "What is this?"
Try to milk the
trash.
packaging.
No, exactly. Anywho, I'm gonna start with Doug with a very serious question. How did all of this happen?
Oh, that's a great question. So I was hired just over a decade ago, and you know who hired me was our MP, Ryan Williams.
Really?
He was the president
I
of
remember
the then Bay of Quinte Tourist Council.
Is there still a council?
I mean, we are governed by a board, so
Oh, okay.
technically it's a council. They counsel COUNSEL us,
Okay. Like,
but we used to be a COUNCIL.
okay.
So anyway, fast forward a bit, and I became executive director in 2016, and we merged with this organization also that Ryan had created. He's done a lot to build up the region, especially from a marketing and product point of view. And so it was called the Bay of Quinte Living Council, and the whole notion was to grow the population because in the earlier censi, that's census plural, was about 2011, and then again in 2015-16, the region was growing like 1%, but the average in the province and in the country was closer to 5-6%. And so this council was created to grow the population. Anyway, we derive our funding from communities up here on the North Shore of the Bay of Quinte. They pay us to do marketing on their behalf.
You guys are killing it.
But they said, this doesn't make sense to get funding for these 2 organizations. Why don't you just make them one? So we made them one in 2016. And then Trevor came on board. And then we hired Jen. And then we hired Anna. And we got a new guy starting Monday.
Why is he not here? That would have been a good throw him into the ring.
Well, we're not actually, this doesn't actually go out until the end of December.
He messed up. I don't know.
Who's the new guy? Can we know who the new guy
Yeah,
is?
his name's Jack McAvoy.
Okay.
Great name.
Yes, terrific. Very strong
really
name.
great
Yeah.
name.
I'm assuming he was only hired because of his name, and
Mostly.
I love that.
Great.
No,
Yeah,
he,
for sure.
he comes with a great skill set. So one of the things that's happened with us, very fortunately, is our budgets increased because our community partners collect this thing called municipal accommodation tax, which is just a sexy name for hotel tax. And so as a result, we have a lot more work to do. And so portfolios like Jen's on the design side and Anna's on the content side are really being pushed to their limit. And so Jack's being specifically brought in to support their two portfolios, but he's got that asterisk for other duties as required. So he's really just going to get up to
Like laugh at my office jokes, things like that.
That was like,
He's like
when we
me.
hired Katie.
They're like, what do you do? I'm like, everything.
A little bit of
He'll
everything.
be a Jack
Yeah.
of all trades.
Yeah.
Oh, hey-oh.
Wait till he has to start replacing ceiling tiles because
Whoa.
I've been there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we do
We
need
do need
that.
that for sure.
Make him
Well,
do it.
we can show him how.
Yeah.
Just send him over.
Okay, so Trevor, what is a destination development manager?
Well,
For the record, he requested that be his
did,
title.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I did.
What was like the title
Well,
you
there's
were
two things that I've
hiring for?
requested since joining the Bay of Quinte. One was an upgrade to my office chair.
Granted.
That was granted. That was a big ask, and I love it.
Honestly, a good
and
office
then
chair.
and also
Worth
my
it.
title. So I started off as actually business development manager, but it's weird because business development and tourism, it's a little bit more economic development is business development. Really, my role is trying to build things, help businesses and people with their ideas of things to do here. So, and destination development has kind of been a term that's starting to be a bit of a tourism term. So I felt it kind of did, since I do a lot of things. One is experiential development, so developing experiences with people come with ideas, or a business wants to get into the tourism game, say like a farm, and they, look, we offer tours to pick your own apples, but we want to do something more in depth. We want to do something maybe at a better, higher price point or a smaller group, group level. And so I help them craft an experience that's like incorporates their story, has different activities, is more transformative, more immersive, as well as I do work with travel trade. So travel trades like travel agencies. So I'll go to Montreal and Quebec. I'm kind of the one in the office that does a lot of traveling and conferences. New York City, and so going to the northeastern United States and pitching the Great Canadian Road Trip North. Coming up through Gananoque or coming through Windsor and coming to our area, or if you're flying into Toronto. And then also sports tourism, so trying to get tournaments here to the region. We just got a tournament, the 2024 U15 Canada Soccer Championships are coming to Quinte West.
That'll be fun.
Next September or next October, actually. So, so it's a big, and it's great because tournaments bring in families. They bring people from all over the country to a region to experience. And then the locals get to see that quality and that tier of sporting event as well. So, yeah.
That's way more than I thought it was.
Yes. It's fun. I love I think one of the things I love most about my job is that I come into the office every day and it's a whole new slate of things. Like I'm never putting bolts on a Mazda. It's like I like that varied.
What does that
I'm a busy mind. I like that,
What does that
in
mean?
unpredictable. Bolts on a Mazda.
What, bolts on a Mazda?
You go and just
Yeah, like a
and
line
it's like
work.
No.
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
But you were just talking about getting a Mazda.
I was, yeah.
I drive a Mazda.
You drive
Oh.
So
Clearly.
Bay Mazda is listening. You got a deal out there. I'm looking.
Hey Mazda, we are influencers.
$500.
We have a group of influencers. How do we make this happen? Can you imagine? That'd be really fun though, like a Mazda tour of the Bay of Quinte.
Well, yeah, I think you guys should have your own branded vehicle.
John.
John,
Yeah.
you're listening? I can tell you
You
he's
can have
not
branded
listening.
e-bikes.
Oh, branded e-bikes. Martha, I know you're listening.
We know people you can wrap anything in brand.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
In
yeah.
fact, I hear
great.
e-trikes are really
Safe.
I have a Cricket.
Super safe.
I can do this.
Oh, that's
Okay.
great.
Where are we going next? We're going to Jen.
Oh, good.
Hi. Safe to say that you do all the visual stuff,
I do.
like all the very pretty artwork
I do all
and stuff. That's insane because it is beautiful.
Thank
You're
you.
very good at it. I remember, what was it like? Is it when you guys combined to one? You guys launched the new branding?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I saw that. I was like, I need to know who did that. So, yeah.
That actually wasn't me in the beginning.
Well, either way,
but it was really nice to come into that.
I can.
and then
Yeah.
take it from there. That really has been such a joy to work with as someone who works with brands. Like, it's been so seamless and easy and fun, and there's so much to do with it that it can just evolve, I think, forever, which is really awesome.
Yeah. No, it's just I'm a big branding nerd, so it's like I love good.
Right?
And did you guys get a new website recently?
Launched it.
Yeah, we just launched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Which she also did a ton of work on. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
that's
great.
Super exciting.
But yeah, big fan of all the visual stuff you guys do. What other things do you do?
That's about it.
Sorry, I feel like you
this-
said this. Did you
yeah.
come up with all the little icons? Or those were
No, so
already...
those were already in the works. So that was part of the blue guide. I don't know if you remember that one, the very first guide with all the icons
Yeah.
on it. So that really was the catalyst to everything else, and those icons we saw as like a brand identity emerging from that. And so they just kind of took over, and it's like, how cool is it that we can explain the region with these illustrated icons, specifically illustrated for us. Like, they're not clip art, or they're not
Yeah.
like readily available. They're by an artist out of Toronto. Her name is Jeannie Fan, and she's just amazing to work with, and she cranks out anything we ask her to.
The little
To
Sens
illustrate.
jersey. I was like, how do I get that? Like, as like a thing I can just look at all the time because it's just so cute.
Yeah, it's really fun, and I think it also has like a nostalgic feel to it,
Yeah.
and a childlike feel to it that resonates with everybody, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and that also helps with a brand.
Yeah.
It resonates
No,
with
it's
everyone,
really-
from kids to like grandparents.
Well, and they were very politically motivated.
Yeah.
You know, when I first started, it was a bit heated because, again, we get like 90% of our budget's public money.
Yeah.
And so we would literally have counselors from communities come in and count, how many times they got a picture in something like the Discovery Guide. And so a task that became almost impossible was, what do you put on the cover?
Yeah.
And that's
Oh, God,
actually
yeah.
what motivated that suite of icons, because we said, well, we can't please everybody with one picture, so let's just represent the entire region through iconography. And to Jen's point, it really took off and had legs, and it's been terrific.
Do you know what? That's so great to know, because my friend who's from Toronto but has family in Tweed, she was driving in, she was like, what's with those icons? And I was like, I don't know, but I will find out for you. And now I know.
Now you answered
I
the
know.
question.
Fun fact, we are the only destination that actually has illustrated 401 signs. And we had to fight the ministry, we had to debate the Ministry of Transportation on the appropriateness of using icons versus images, because everyone had always used images. So why would we want to use icons? And it would be dangerous if people are motoring down the highway and they saw multiple icons going 120 kilometers an hour. And so we showed them the images of the en routes and said, you mean like this? And then we got to
That's a
put
fair-
illustrated signs together.
Illustrations can
Yeah, no,
be
it was funny because
dangerous.
that was the big thing. We couldn't get an image, and so we're like, and then we're getting all these we had like a Girl Guide manual, like a Scout manual, and we had these like kind of like these. We moved away from like, the idea that the guide is like a yearly thing. We wanted something that was keepable, a reference sort of manual, and so it felt like something that you go back to. So, you collect these icons like you collect experiences in the region, and it's kind of like you could make patches for your jean jacket, and like it was so it's great working with a brand and with Jen.
Working on it.
Like having that, to rally around. It's like it's a really awesome like umbrella to work under, because you're like, it's a clear vision of what we're doing. So yeah, it's fun.
How is the Bay of Quinte defined? Is that a dumb question? Like, is it because of where the water touches? Or
Yeah, I mean, we take a political boundary, right, where we work, with those communities that were referenced off the top, Brighton to Napanee and everything in between on the North Shore.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I think anybody could take their own definition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never really known. I'm just always like, yeah, the Bay of Quinte.
Now, there's also literally a political riding.
Yeah.
Right? Both provincially and federally.
Yeah, that's
Which
like
is
newish.
Primarily
Educated.
encompasses Prince Edward County, Belleville, Quinte West. Like, that's the riding.
Oh.
So it depends how you slice it.
Well, that just blew my
Again,
mind.
Ryan Williams.
Yeah. No, that really clears that up for me because I've always just said the Bay of Quinte. Do I know what I'm talking about? Not really, but I'm going to keep saying it. So
I mean, if you type it into Bing and press enter.
I'll get
Who
it.
uses Bing?
Sorry.
Be surprised.
Don't you take a digital analytics?
Ask Jeeves. That's what we use.
You're not using Bing.
Doug, seriously?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it's funny.
No, seriously.
It is funny.
Oh,
Seriously, it is
you
funny.
use Bing. Okay.
Well, I don't. But here's the thing. Our target demographic does because...
What?
Well, our primary demographic
Seriously?
is adults.
Yeah.
And more so female than male.
Okay.
And so one of the things we have seen, because we'll do paid search on Google, but we'll also do it on the Microsoft network.
Yeah.
We actually get better engagement on Bing
Wow.
Seriously? Because
than we
ours is
do
the
on
exact
Google
opposite.
search. Now we get way more impressions on Google. but-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because ours is exactly the opposite.
Well, yeah, but think about it. People buy a PC.
Yeah.
They just use Microsoft Edge. It's preloaded with Bing. They're off to the races. They're not downloading
They're not
Firefox or
questioning
this sort of
that.
thing.
Yeah, no, that's what John was using Edge, and I made him
Yeah.
download Chrome. I was like, don't do this.
Yeah.
Oh. At least he knows how to
I
use
don't know what you guys are
PowerPoint
talking
now.
about, this Bing thing.
I'm
Been
just
an Apple
like,
guy forever.
hi, Anna. Yeah, you
Sorry,
can do
can I
whatever
say
you
one
like.
more thing?
About
I'm
Bing?
sorry, because I've just monopolized Jen's part of the conversation. And she was very modest. So the thing about Jen is she's really taken our brand and elevated it to the next level. So we have what we call internally 2.0. And for a while it was, let's just get this brand out there so people start to associate Bay of Quinte with these icons. And then Jen has really taken that to the next level. And it's, I think, elevated what we've been able to do not only as an organization, but as a brand. And so when you bring up the new website that we just launched, I mean, that's because the visuals there and the aesthetic and the color is really because she has taken it and run with it and really made it into something special.
It's really
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah. It's working because when I think Bay of Quinte, I think of that blue, and then there are the icons.
Yeah.
And
That's
I play a
great.
fun game where when I'm driving, don't listen, transport ministry, but when I'm driving, I'm like, which icons are they? Because they change, right? Like, different signs have different ones. So I'm always trying to figure
I
out.
didn't know
which
that, but now I'm going to,
Oh, yeah, they're-
always look for it.
Yeah, but also pay attention to the
Yes,
roads.
No,
so you don't get
always
in
paying
trouble.
attention. As I am paying, I will have my passenger do it.
Yeah.
Who is my 15-year-old daughter?
Yeah.
Who will
it's a fun
grunt
game,
at me.
though. If anyone wants to
Love
play,
her.
whenever you see the Bay of Quinte marketing, like,
Which icon?
yeah, which icons are they?
Do you have a favorite icon?
the tractor?
Oh yeah, the tractor's
Yeah,
a,
the tractor is
classic.
my fave. I love it.
she's a little
I'm a
farmer.
and I love tractors. So
The Suns jersey.
Fun.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen the Sens jersey. I feel
I saw
rude
it this
saying
morning.
that. Oh, okay.
I only saw it this morning, but it's instantly my favorite because I currently am hyper fixating on building tiny things.
She is,
I
yes.
saw that on your Instagram.
Yeah.
It's a little
Like
house.
maquettes?
Like I'm building like right now it's like a little tea shop. So like I built a couch and it's like this big, and they have like
It's
there's
really cute.
It's so
it's-
funny.
yeah, so it's just like this tiny little, people have like Christmas like houses and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm doing that, but it's like interiors, and there's like lights and there's a music box that goes with it. It's a whole situation.
Do you like miniature museums and stuff like that?
Love. There's like Instagram accounts where they open like tiny things, like mini brands. Pfft,
Yeah.
sold. I love that shit.
I'm also obsessed with miniatures.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like they have like it's like I sound like a child, but like I was at Shoppers yesterday and they have like these like mini make-its and you can like make food. Like tiny little like
And it's real though?
It's not like
fake?
real. It's
Okay.
it's
You
fake.
guys
It's
should
like resin.
put little kits together where people can make the icons. Get on it.
I would love a tiny little tractor toy.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
We
Tangent.
can.
Yeah.
We know 3D print. I have a 3D printer.
Do
we can 3D print
Okay, what are you
things.
doing tomorrow?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, Anna, you're the digital marketing manager.
I am.
What's your favorite part of that job?
Oh, what's my
Me.
favorite?
It's
part?
me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jen. I mean, in a way it is. Like, we work so closely together. Like, every ad, it's like I'm figuring out the content, and then I go to Jen, and Jen does the artwork. So we do work really closely together like that. Aside from that, Jen's lovely. I think my other favorite part is just, like, I discover a lot of new things that way. So I'm also, like, I'm running our socials, newsletter, blog content, third-party ads.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Super excited for Jack to be here. But yeah, I'm always discovering new things that are happening around the region. And, like, I grew up here, so that part's kind of cool too, just to see how things have changed and see what's happening and stuff like that. I also do a lot of travel media, and Jen helps me with this too. So we've hosted a lot of travel media influencers, if you want to use that word.
Oh, that's
content
cool.
creators. Yeah, so that part's really cool, bringing people in from outside of the region, and they're creating content for their following and making it look like an awesome place to be. So
Influencer
actually,
marketing is like
I think that might be
low
one of my
key,
favorite
like
things.
so like it's so effective because and people shit on influencers all the time. Like no, like you can.
Yeah, I don't know. Do they still like to be called influencers?
Are they content
I
creators
use
now?
Content creators.
Yeah, I don't know.
It depends on who it is.
I
but
think it
it's-
depends, and I just say influencer because it pisses off.
People
Like
know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
it pisses off people, and I'm just kind of like I don't care, man. Like
It's what you are.
well, and that's the thing is like
They
it.
are influencers.
I just think it's
I really like that part because I'm such a planner, and it's fun to create the itinerary of like
Oh,
everything
yeah.
we're gonna do, and
I love a travel itinerary.
yeah.
I think, too, there's something to be said because I grew up here, too. And when you grow up in Belleville or, like, the surrounding areas, you're like, I can't wait to get out of here. Like, as a kid, you're like, what am I doing? There's nothing to do here. And then you come back in adulthood. And I think, like, you're, like, the Bay of Quinte marketing and just the tourism that's happening and all this stuff, there is so much to do here now. And you appreciate it more. And I love the small town energy. And people now are like, oh, yeah, have you heard of Belleville? I'm like, yeah, I live there. The weirdos.
Nice.
Like, so it's just, it's fun to, now it's cool to be here, you know, or be, so I get that
I think
part.
what you guys are doing is working.
Yeah.
Well,
I
and
mean, it
we're
worked
pretty
on me.
intentional about marketing to locals as well. I mean, reminding people how all the cool stuff, because, you know, a big part of our, you know, people who come to stay here stay with family and friends. And so if they're champions of the region as well, they're, you know, they do a lot of work for us. So if we can win them over and remind them how great this place is. So I think
It
we've done.
absolutely worked on me. Like
Yeah.
when I came back from school and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and I picked up a guide for the first time, I was like, what is this? Like,
This is
not
where
the
I
place grew
live.
up.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
weird.
And now I work here. I get
Yeah.
to play with this fun brand and promote
That's
the
so
region
cool.
too. So.
It's funny, we're hearing more stories like yours where people have, you know, come back and they're like, wow, we can't believe, you know, we love living here, like we want to live here again. So
And there's so much to do. I think as a kid, you're just always ready to leave.
You wanna get
and
out.
Yeah, you're like, I need to find bigger
And I think
things.
that's almost
Yeah.
anywhere,
Yeah.
right? Like even growing up in New Brunswick, it was, well, I don't want to be
Yeah.
where I grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something
Same.
to be said for leaving though.
Yeah, you
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
leave and you have to
appreciate it for
experience.
coming
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll never go back.
Yeah, you're from Timmins.
I'm
that's
from
fair.
Timmins. It's a
Timmers.
My parents are from Hearst.
Oh, I know where Hearst is.
Where's Hearst?
Outside
Close to
Timmins. It's just smaller.
Wait, so did you grow up in Hearst?
No,
Where'd
I grew
you?
up in Kenora, Ontario.
Oh, okay.
So way up there near Winnipeg.
Okay, and then Trevor, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Waterloo, but I couldn't wait to get out. Same as that.
Yeah.
I actually remember getting my first car, like 16, and I would tell my parents.
Mazda?
No, it was actually a Honda CRX.
Oh.
Just a two-seater with a huge speaker in the back.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
you hear me coming down the
Pond
boom,
for sure.
boom. Anyway, so I would tell my parents I was going out for the night, and I'd drive to Toronto. secretly, and I just sit on the streets like on Queen Street or like Yonge Street and be like, I gotta be here, like please, let me find a way. And then I drive home to Waterloo. It's like an hour and a half, but still, I'm like, parents like, oh, it's Jimmy's house. I'm like, oh, yeah, it was good. And I'm like,
just sitting on the streets of Toronto.
That's how bad I wanted to get. I was like,
did you end up moving to Toronto?
I did, yeah.
How'd that go?
It went good. Yeah, I was in bands at the time. It's a long story, but I was in the music industry for a while, and so played
What
in
year
band.
was this?
Sorry?
What years was this?
This is the late 60s now. It's probably be like, I think I graduated after about 7 or 8 years in university. I finally got my degree. So 99, 2000, moved to, cool. So yeah, just on the cusp of like grunge was happening and like the Seattle scene. So,
That's cool.
Had beautiful long hair right down to here.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see it.
You should grow it out again.
It's very
I'm trying, but
Mumford and Sons.
yeah. So it doesn't go good with the gray beard.
Says who?
So.
I want to talk about something we've all faced at some point in our lives, chronic pain.
I think it's really interesting how our understanding of pain has evolved. Did you know that scientists used to think physical and emotional pain were totally separate?
I just recently learned that. Things are definitely changing though, right?
Big time. Nicola from Diamond Physiotherapy taught me there's a strong connection between the two. The neural system, that's the brain's control center, actually processes both physical and emotional pain. So when you're hurting physically and emotionally, it's traveling the same neurological highways.
That's wild. So our bodies and minds are way more connected than we thought.
They are literally in constant communication, sharing the same pathways.
So it's pretty awesome that Nicola and the team at Diamond Physiotherapy are treating the whole person for overall wellness, including physiotherapy, vestibular rehabilitation, and psychotherapy.
Exactly. To learn more and get a treatment plan that works for you, visit diamondphysiotherapy.ca and follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Diamond Physiotherapy.
On average, 10 to 20% of people experience some sort of dental anxiety or fear. The fear can range from uneasiness to severe phobia, preventing people from seeking necessary dental care and treatments.
The Family Dental Center understands and is here to help. Their compassionate team is dedicated to making your dental experience less daunting.
FDC offers 2 forms of sedation to ease your worries: nitrous oxide, aka laughing gas, and oral conscious sedation.
Nitrous oxide is perfect if you're feeling slightly anxious and need to relax. Oral conscious sedation is the next level of sedation. Administered through a tablet, it effectively eliminates anxiety before dental treatment. It requires a babe to drive you to and from your appointment.
That's not all. To make you more comfortable and reduce restlessness, FDC also has weighted cozy blankets.
For more information on how Family Dental Center can help reduce dental anxiety, visit familydentalcenter.com or call the Belleville, Frankfurt, or Coburg office. Also had so many people on too who are from the city, and then during COVID, I think that really people realized they needed to get out of the city, and so many people came this way. So it was kind of like, because am I wrong? Didn't our population like skyrocket in the last little bit?
Yeah, so the population in the region, well, if we're talking census data again, can we?
Data.
Yes,
Do
of
it.
course.
Oh,
Excited.
I love data.
Put the next 7
look at
minutes
Doug
aside.
light up.
I'm ready.
This is my favorite part.
I'm moving back. Let's
But the
do this.
2021
Gosh,
census, we smoked it. Belleville grew 8.6%.
That's insane.
Quinte West grew over 6%.
That's crazy.
As a region, we grew over 6%, but the province and the country grew around that same 5%. Mm-hmm. So for once, we did it.
We did
We
it.
accomplished our goal.
We came out on top.
And certainly COVID, I think accelerated a lot of that. But at the same time, to your point, I think a lot of people just realize, right, I like being outdoors. Mm-hmm. I like being near the water. I like affordability.
Yeah.
All these things that we've been selling. And so, yeah, COVID was obviously a pretty terrible thing in so many respects. But if we're looking at positives, I think that's one of them for our region, certainly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There is something, like, even when you're traveling, we always say Belleville's the center of the universe, or like Bay of Quinte is the center of the universe, because you'll be like, oh, I'm from Belleville or the Bay of Quinte, and someone's like, oh my God, do you know blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, no, but
Yeah.
it's small, but not that small.
Yeah.
So good talk.
But
Well,
you know
Toronto
somebody
always
who knows someone.
yeah.
Toronto really thinks they're the center
Yeah.
of Ontario, but we really are.
Yeah.
Because you can hit Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal. Like, we are,
Exactly.
like, so well situated. And that's actually, we talk about that a lot, Like, so, yeah.
That's literally the part of the reason why, like, my entire family moved here from Timmins.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, my parents were just kind of like, well, it's close to Toronto. It's kind of close to Ottawa. We know a couple people there. We don't hate it. Cool, let's do that. And I was like, ugh. Because I was like, I think I was like 20. I was like, ugh, I hate this. But then I was like, okay, fine. I'll go to school. It'll be fine. And then I just stayed.
Yeah.
And are you
And-
happy you stayed?
I mean, at certain points I wasn't, but now that I have kids, they're in school, and the last, I think maybe 5 or 6 years, I've really like started like diving into discovering the area and using like the website, your website, and the guides and everything has been like crucial in that. Because like I always dated people that were like, well, I don't want to do that because that's dumb. And I was like, okay, but I'm not from here. It's dumb to you because
Yeah.
you've lived here your whole life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're well, I mean, yes, he's stupid. And I was like,
I know.
well, that's what I said.
So
I was like, I
dumb.
want to go to like the lookout point. I'm like, I want to hike a trail and I just want to look at trees. Like, I'm a very simple woman. But he was like, no.
I think you
like,
don't
fine.
realize too, like how lucky you have it. Like when I was younger, I sailed on the Bay of Quinte, and
Sure.
we did like we could go a little bit north, and there's trails. Like all these things, you don't really take it. You're like, Belleville's stupid as a kid, and then you grow up, and you're like, this is wonderful. So
There's so much.
there's so much to do. Still sailing on the Bay of Quinte, so
It's still amazing.
so fun. Yeah.
so pretty.
All K Road is you've all won some awards. Tell me about that.
Wow, I mean, it started when we became the Regional Marketing Board, and so when that happened in 16 and we rebranded, we created this new discovery guide that we were talking about, and that was kind of like, I don't want to get too deep here,
No, do it.
but it was very much meant to be a symbol of like, this is the new organization, and yeah, I mean, we put just a ton of work into it, and we were very fortunate to work with a woman who does a lot of work in Canadian magazine publications. Her name's Colleen Nicholson, and she was instrumental to creating that first discovery guide, and really what that did was launch everything from then on. So we were super fortunate. We won an award for best publication from the Tourism Industry Association of Ontario. We won from the Economic Developers Council of Ontario what they call the Governor General's Award, which is their highest marketing honor in the province.
Wow.
We took in some branding awards and illustration awards through Canadian Arts Magazine. It was pretty terrific, yeah. Yeah.
That's
And then,
really cool.
over the years, just other things that we've worked on, campaigns or programs and projects like our marketing grants or our Best of the Bay program have also picked up provincial and national awards.
It's very cool.
Good for you guys.
I know,
It's like
yeah.
a small but mighty team. I love it.
I think those are the best kinds of teams.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like, I feel like you guys probably communicate really, really well.
Are you guys in office or do you work from home?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's hybrid. So,
Yeah.
if you want to work from home. But I don't think I'm speaking out of turn to say, like, I think we like being in the office. And it's very much collaborative, to your point. Most projects we're doing either all of us or at least two of us, or it's very rare that somebody's, doing something alone. Sometimes some of Trev's stuff or something I'm maybe working on, but it was, and once upon a time, we always did everything together, really.
Yeah.
Right? And until it just became too busy to continue that model. But, like later today, we're going to be meeting as a team to go over the website. We're meeting for content next week or whatever to, plan that together as a team. We're starting our new discovery guide, so we're sitting down as a team to do that. And so, I love it because it is very collaborative, and we got an open concept space we can do that. And then we're super fortunate too because we work with these partners, right? But they all have staff who we pull in on various projects too. So it kind of grows and ebbs and flows depending on what we're working on.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Like Zoom made it realize that everyone can work from home and the world's not going to end in the sense of like, people are still working. But it did show for me, and I can't speak on you guys, but I assume we're kind of all creatives, that like there's something about Zoom that kind of sucks the creative air out of things. And like to be in a room with humans is great for like just... hate using the word synergize, but
no, use it. That's what I'm going to call this episode.
Synergize, jazzercise, all those things.
All those buzzwords that we're doing. No, that's true. Because even when, we're somewhat flexible, but coming into the office, especially when you're creative, like to be able to bounce ideas off, and that's when like the good stuff happens. Yeah. Not just sitting at home.
I mean,
really helps
debatable.
when you like each other too.
Yeah, that does help.
We really like each other, and
I can feel
nice
that.
to go to the office.
It is. It's fun. We hang out.
I look forward to seeing everybody.
What's each of you your favorite thing or like your baby that you've done as part of the Bay of Quinte Marketing Board?
Brand for me.
Yeah, sure.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's a big baby.
It's a big baby.
Big baby. Gross.
Trevor?
Why am I like this?
I think the thing I most love about my job is creating experiences. So like helping businesses gain the confidence to know that their story is worth telling, and it's what they think is ordinary is going to be extraordinary to other people. And you kind of take that for granted, just like you guys think like, oh, this is one working a radio station, but like people walking around like, oh, look at all the mics, and like you just don't. Yeah. So it's that sort of thing, and also like I just love harebrained ideas, and so I'd have 100 businesses if I had the time and could clone myself. So I get to live, selfishly, vicariously through the businesses I work with. Like, I can really know what it's like to be a beekeeper or a apple grower or like flower farm or So that's the kind of cool thing. I get a lot of that.
Trev's a bit of a whisperer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he can pull out of a business this one thing and make it into like something massive,
That's nice.
That's so cool.
Really good example. So we started this experiential project, right? Which is really something special in our opinion. We're literally supporting businesses with education, capacity, and money to create a new part of their business. And that's a big element of Trev's job. And so when we started, we were working with Glenmore National Historic Site was one of the first experiences. And the initial experience was like, I don't know, they were, what was it again? They have a big the Coultry collection.
Painting collection, and so they go, oh, maybe we'll do an art night where people can paint their pets, and then all of a sudden, one of the guys that works there, this guy named Dave Cox, is like, myself and a colleague from Belleville who were co-coaching them on building this experience. We go out for a day and we're looking at all the Christmas stuff, and there's all these antique toy replicas under the Christmas tree at Glenmore. I'm like, who made these? And like, oh, just Dave in the basement. And we're like, whoa. Can we meet him? Dave comes up. He's like, hi, I make all these replica toys, and because we don't want people touching the real thing. And I'm like, well, could someone make one of these in like an hour or two? He's like, maybe. So that was the day, Toy Maker Time Machine started.
That's so
So
cool.
now you can go to Glenmore and take their experience, Toy Maker Time Machine, get a behind-the-scenes view of their archives, get to meet Dave, the toy maker, and the museum curator, and then you make a toy with your family or with your with someone you brought with you, and you take that home. And so
That's so true, though. When you're in the business, you don't realize. It's just the norm. You're like, Dave makes these toys. He's in the
That's
basement.
right.
It's fine. Why are you so excited?
We go down all these alleys and halls, and it's dark, and the lights, they don't even have lights down there, and we open the door, and there's Dave, like...
That's what I think. He has one light. Like,
he has one little light bulb, and he's sanding away a little piece of toy, and we're like, Dave, you're on stage now.
Yeah.
You're the...
Get up.
I just want to give some more credit to Dave, too. not to
Oh
get
yeah,
into it.
he's
Yeah.
good.
You need to look at Glenmore's TikTok.
Okay.
No, they
I
have like,
haven't.
They have over 200K followers.
Shut up.
and it's
Oh, yeah.
all Dave.
Dressed up in
These
Victorian
incredible,
garb and like.
Like, I can't even
Okay.
describe it.
What
You
is
just
it?
have
It's
to see.
Victorian bad things.
He has
or
like
things
Victorian
gone
bad
wrong?
ideas
Yeah,
or
back-
Victorian
back-
good ideas, and he's showing like items from the museum.
Oh,
but
that's so
in this
cool.
way,
That's so fun.
and like
Yeah.
teaching a moment of
Soundtracks.
history, like how like arsenic was used for something, or I don't know, and. It's just like, yeah, he puts like music over
Dave,
it
what
that
a
goes with it. So
gem.
just
Yeah, he's-
look at
he's a
Glenmore
treasure.
on
Okay.
TikTok.
Damn, Dave.
I think it's like at Glenmore NHS. I think that's their TikTok handle. Just,
I'm so
just
excited.
I'm following
Yeah.
it right now
He's
because
got
otherwise,
this incredible sense of humor that
It's so good.
really comes out.
But that's like par for the course for most places.
Yeah.
Like that. You find that one, like you just got to kind of dig around and just. That's the cool thing about it. It's like sometimes you just trip over go down
Jesus.
these weird rabbit holes all
Yeah.
of a
Oh,
sudden. Like,
Dave.
yeah, so it's
I
interesting.
think I'm sure other like cities and towns are like this, but even through this podcast, learning about the great businesses and the great people we have in this community and how they're supporting each other and the wonderful things they're doing, there does feel to be like a special sparkle about it in the Bay of
Yeah.
Quinte and how
Yeah.
much people want each other to
Yeah.
succeed.
I think there's a real network,
Yeah.
of people. And it's, I mean, I'm not trying to flatter the station, but it's things like this too, right?
Yeah.
Where, of all the two of you slugging these things out, what have you done 50 plus now, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
really
This
cool.
will
You
be like
took it upon
74.
yourself to
Yeah.
make this thing.
Mm-hmm.
We love that when that happens. And it always feels like more of a city thing, but now here it is happening right here because of what you're doing. But then also when you look at, this station, how many radio stations we have here? Like 19. And they all sustain themselves somehow because we got a community who really wants to support each
they're
other.
also locally
They're
owned.
They're that's what, locally owned.
We're the only like town on the 401 corridor that still has only independently owned radio stations.
There's a
amazing.
radio guy I was once on a sales call with. Okay, this is going back, so I don't even remember his name. And he was like, wait, you're in Belleville. Oh, Belleville's literally the only place in Canada where we can't sell X because this station, Starboard and Quinte Broadcasting, have the market cornered. And it's notoriously known in Canada's radio community, I guess, that that's the case.
It's unheard of.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's super cool. Okay, Doug, I don't think you told us what is your pride and joy.
Well, so most of my job is ensuring that the partnership is viable and, we're receiving funding and we get paid to do what we've been paid to do. And so, for me, it's been growing the partnership. And when I first started, it was very much on unstable ground. And one of my skills is creating relationships and, showing our partners what we're doing on their behalf. And so for me, it's been growing that partnership because, when we first started, it was just Quinte West and Belleville. And now we work with Napanee, Brighton. We've got those two organizations together. Mohawks of the Bay of Quinte are a part of it. And one of the biggest things that's happened for us recently is we actually, for the first time, received memorandums of understanding with these partners for multiple years. So it just happened in April. It used to be every single year we go in front of council. Hey, here's what we did. What do you think? Will you give us some money again this year to keep working on your behalf? And so that was a huge deal. And so I think that's a big one for me because it means we as a team can actually future plan.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're going year to year, you don't necessarily know what you're going to have the ability to do, whether human resource wise or budget wise. And so now we've got, 5 years where we got a budget locked in to do that. And that's really exciting.
That's so exciting.
It's
Good
very
for
cool
you.
that because what you guys are doing is incredible and you guys are really, really good at it.
Thank you.
And I'm really glad that the communities also see the value.
Yeah, what's interesting when you mention the awards, it's almost like when the awards happened, people went, oh, well, I guess they're doing something. Because as you know, working in content and marketing is very vague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is difficult to go to a council and say, here's what we did. We got impressions and percentage of engagement. So sometimes it's hard to associate dollar figures, though we do that. But so a lot of it was very vague. But then all of a sudden we got recognition from other organizations who, are province-wide or country-wide.
Yeah.
That was a real faith builder
Yeah.
for this organization. So.
And it's sometimes weird because we're in the business of championing everyone else, and so to be it's kind of a little like you're like a little awkward. We're like, oh, okay, well, but it is. It adds some. It sort of vetted us as And poor Doug was, every year we'd spend 9 months of the year working on stuff, and then he'd be off singing for our supper for the next year at council presentation. So it makes us feel great that he was able to accomplish that. Now we have a bit of breathing room to to just really work on, have momentum year on. We can actually have a 2 or 3 year plan to put things in place.
Well, we're getting got a new person starting Monday, right? So that's really
terrific.
exciting.
Congratulations. That's huge.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
It's big.
Well, if you guys ever need like a little pick-me-up, I'll slide into your DMs and be like, you guys are killing it.
Thanks.
I'll give you like I'll make like a little stamp and be like, you're killing it.
Yeah.
Slide into
Sweet.
the DMs.
I plan on it.
Okay, Anna, what's your pride and joy? That is hard to follow. I'll
It
say
is.
that, but we love it all.
My content calendar.
Oh, tell us more.
It's color coded.
I'm like, yes.
Yeah, as someone who creates content, I'm like, can you share this calendar with me so I can understand?
It's not always where I want it to be. Like, it ebbs and flows, and if a new person coming on board, I want to try and be more proactive and build content out even further. But it keeps me organized. I have my tabs with my vlog content, my social content, and I color code it by platform, so I know when things are going out. And
You're my kind of people.
How do I
need to be
get
organized
your
in that way.
brain? That'd be crazy
Yeah.
to have a content
That's why I
calendar.
have
It's
the ClickUp thing.
Yeah, okay.
And I will say too, it's quite amazing as a resource for me. Like a lot of my job is, okay, what did we do for this community during the months of this and this? Because
have it
someone's
all
on the phone and they want to know,
Yeah.
And so if Anna's got all this documented. So we were just doing this exercise yesterday, and literally she could pull up the last 2 years of what's been done for X, which is just terrific.
That's amazing.
That level of organization.
I think that'd be it. I was having when everyone's going around and saying their thing, I'm like, oh God, what's my thing?
Yeah.
I think that's my thing.
Sometimes it's hard to pinpoint your own.
Yeah. There are a lot of other things, but it all comes down to that, because without that, I wouldn't be staying on top of things on all of our different platforms.
Yeah.
So
I'm
many.
in awe of your organization. I'm always like, it's so you do such a great job.
Thank you.
It's a lot to manage all the platforms.
Yes.
So congratulations.
So
It
much.
is.
So many props
And it's
to you.
learning all the different nuances of each one.
Yeah. And
Is-
I don't know, that's funny too, because I don't know, now it's the Instagram algorithm has changed again apparently, and I kind of pay attention to that stuff, but also try and just stay true to us and with what's working with us. And
Yeah.
it's because I don't know, I had other people talk about oh, do you do all the trends on TikTok? I'm like, no, I'm not dancing.
Yeah.
I don't want
that's not
to.
true to us.
Yeah.
Should we tell her what we...
I really want to do the dinosaur suit.
We have
Okay.
a dinosaur suit.
We have one.
One of our
Were
coworkers.
we?
Yeah. I'll ask
Jen
Al.
really wants
2 years
one.
later, we're on the
Yeah.
trend.
No,
You know
that's
what?
fine.
I always
But
feel
again, I
like
don't
I've
care,
thought
we'll
about
do
that
it when it's
today.
right for us,
Just do the trend later. Why do you have to do it when it's
Yeah.
trendy?
We can revive
No.
it.
Yeah.
It's not
Did the
punk
two
rock.
of you hear Anna's Kickstarter podcast?
Kickoff Labs.
Kickoff Labs podcast?
I saw it on
sorry.
LinkedIn,
Yeah.
but I
That's my
haven't.
first podcast. It warmed me up for this one.
Perfect. They were probably more organized than us, but
She's our podcast veteran.
It's,
I literally wrote everything this morning.
yeah, I think some people prepare ahead of time. Not here. We like to just see what happens.
Oh, I love the wing. I love
Yeah.
the winging it vibe.
It feels just more natural.
Yeah.
And I'm not really a structure person when it comes to conversation, because I feel like anyone can have a structured interview, but it's that's not what I want this to be
flow.
ever. It is,
yeah.
but it isn't.
Can you guys tell me about the Best of the Bay Awards? What's that? I feel like I should know, and I'm sorry I don't.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's another thing born out of COVID. It's actually, and again, I know I'm in Starboard grounds here,
I'll fight you.
but it was Cassandra Bond who
yeah,
came
she
to
has a
us
good idea.
and said, "What
I know.
about this?"
It's so good.
Because remember, it was lockdown too, and we were all depressed.
Yeah.
And the idea was, well, let's give people something to champion and grasp onto.
Something to hold on to.
And also, therefore, the businesses something to feel good about because people are, you
Yeah.
know, championing them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, what is it now? It's 60 plus categories.
Wow.
It's very robust.
And the,
Very
the voter participation keeps growing.
Yeah, we-
It's really
Oh, that's
cool.
cool.
There's about 1,000. So I think year one was 1,000 and change. Year two was 2,000 and change. Year three, 3,000 and change.
Nice.
So,
It's building.
yeah.
And the number of voters finishing the whole thing is increasing, and the number of votes per category is increasing. Like, it jumped significantly this year over last
Yeah.
year.
That's
Like in
awesome.
the hundreds from like the 20s.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah.
Congrats.
That was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And then we want to know something from you. From the Best of the Bay Awards, what's your hidden gem that's come out of it?
Hidden gem.
Oh, what was that Frankfurt barbecue place? We
Frankfurt's
actually
Finest
created.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frankfurt's finest
Yeah.
meats. We created a
Oh.
category just for them because they got so many votes in another category.
Yeah. They are great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Customer?
Yes. Yeah. No, because I think they did a giveaway or something on air for something.
Okay.
On Cool. And I was like, okay, that sounds cool. And then, yeah. No,
Yeah, they were
That's
winning
awesome.
in the best steak category.
Oh.
And that category, when we created it, was for like going out for a cooked steak. And when we looked at the results, it was just all
Yeah.
Frankfurt.
Yeah.
So either, you know, Susan from Frankfurt's Finest Meats put in 8,000 or
she
everybody
had, I
loved
think
it,
she
but
had like
whatever
a
the case.
super big Facebook group.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely
Like they have like
rallied their
they have like a
customers.
Facebook group around sales or you know what's coming in or what's going on, and I think she probably posted be like
That's
vote for us
awesome.
here.
So now there's a butcher category.
Yeah.
I know I changed barbers because of Best of the Bay.
Yeah.
Where do you go now?
Bay Barbers.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that, shout out to
Tiffany's
Colin, my boy at
Nice.
Bay Barbers.
Yeah.
But the hard part was sitting my mom down saying she couldn't cut my hair anymore.
Oh my
She took it tough.
Took it hard. Oh.
Took it hard, so.
Don't worry, she'll ride her bike around. It'll be fine.
Jen might be able to list all the winners because she very recently spent a good chunk of her time porting over everything from the old site to the new site.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
wouldn't
journey.
trust my memory right now.
We'll make people go to the website.
Yes,
So
on
check
the
the show
website.
notes.
And it's on your website. And people can find it there.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's got its own heading in the nav now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's
Drop
awesome.
down, there's a Best of the Bay. Click on that and you'll see,
Yeah.
and you can go back and look at the previous years to see
Yeah.
who's maintained their championship.
Yeah.
And there are people who have businesses who have
Swept all
won-
3
yeah,
years.
swept
Yeah.
all
Oh,
three.
nice.
Burger Rev's
I was gonna say,
done
I'm like
three.
Burger
yeah,
Rev.
that's fair.
Tommaso's pulled in
Tommaso's.
best restaurant, period, 3
Period.
years in a row.
Really?
Wow.
It's been great dropping those off. Sometimes I get to drop them off, and it's like it's nice seeing like local businesses who like they don't get awards for their and since COVID they've lost a lot of businesses have lost staff, and it's
Yeah.
the owner working there 7 days a week, and so it's like it's a pick me up for hopefully for them as well to like.
But that whole project is another great example of us all working together. So the idea comes in, then we go, okay, are we making this work? What's your schedule look like? Yeah, okay. And then what are the categories going to be? How do we do this thing? Okay, now we got to figure out a survey platform. Who's going to research that? Now we got to plug it in. Who's going to figure out how to work it? What's the brand going to look like? What's the content going to look like to get out there? How are we going to advertise it and market it? What's the budget going to be? How long are we going to do it? How do the partners get involved?
When
so
are we
it's,
gonna
yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's neat.
Yeah.
So new category, favorite podcasts.
And we
Yeah.
love that too. Like
Yeah,
we
yeah.
get, like we dropped some categories this time around just because of the engagement, or like I think it was more a misunderstanding what
Yeah.
the category was, like visual artists. Like
Yeah.
I kind of know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, so, but if we hear a resounding like, where did this category go? We bring it back.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
We're constantly like listening to
Yeah.
the feedback, and we love the feedback because it really helps us
Yeah.
dictate what's going to happen going forward.
And the winners get a decal.
Yeah.
Oh, do
Oh,
they?
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Inside and outside.
yeah, inside and outside.
Big
Or
win.
decal.
Is there a best radio station?
So it's really interesting. We had talked about, like, should we do that? And then we thought, no, we're getting too political.
It's going to get
Rude.
heated.
I know who would win.
I hope I know who'd win.
Me. I'm not on the radio, but I would win.
But you. What do you want people to know the most about the Bay of Quinte? Like, if you were talking to someone, what would you tell them? Jen, you want to start? I know it's a big one.
That it's pronounced Quinte.
Even though Siri says it funny.
Yeah, Doug said Quinte earlier, and that's sort of our running joke that like people call us Quinte.
Really?
Yeah.
Like even when we got one of the awards.
Yeah,
they called
yeah.
us Bay of Quinte.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We often get calls. Is this Bay of Quinte?
Yes. Yes, it is. It is now.
Yeah.
That's your next marketing
you can
campaign.
Make a life here. Like I came from Vancouver in fashion retail, plopped down here. I'm like, what am I gonna do now? And I have a life here. I have a job and friends, and so you can make a life here.
That's good. Yeah. Trevor?
I think it comes back to like all the things I hear when I'm talking to people and trying to build experiences that like people don't think their stories are interesting here. And I can tell you, I've been all around Canada to, all different places, been really lucky to be able to travel internationally and stuff. And this is a very special region, like geography wise, just the people it attracts. It's a bit of it's a portal. It pulls in a type of person that wants this great mix between urban and rural and loves outdoors and the water. And, a lot of the time when we were first sort of putting this thing together, or talking about it, building experiences, we didn't really have any product. And we had a consultant come by, and we hired someone I work with, and we toured the region. He's like, you have so much great stuff. He's like, he'd point to the water. He's like, can I get on a boat ride? He's like, no, you don't really have anybody that can do that. And can I do? It's like, no, we don't have anybody can, take you on a trail tour. And he goes, you have all this amazing stuff, but no one wants to share it.
Yeah.
And so that's where we start out. Like, no, why doesn't anybody want to share it? Okay, well, maybe they just don't understand that there's, how to share it, and that their story is really cool. That the Bay of Quinte story and individual stories here are like resonate with other people, with guests. People want to see and hear about what you do. So for me, it's about story, and I know Anna, and we always, she does, I work with Anna on trying to figure out what that story is, but I think that's like being confident that our story is a very special one to be told in the fabric of Canada.
Wow.
That's
That's
good.
good.
Good
Got
answer.
it.
Big snaps.
That was like part of the reason why we started the podcast was just because like we knew like between Katie and I, it's like all these businesses have very different journeys, and sometimes there's ups and sometimes there's downs, and sometimes there's like complete fails, and then bringing something completely different than what they expected, and it's a resounding success. Right. So it was like, how do we find a way to tell those stories? And I was like, okay, we have a studio.
Yeah.
And it's like, we can do this.
What do we do?
And that's all.
Yeah, and you guys do. That's a similar thing. You do think you pull out those people. Sometimes people they don't want to talk about themselves, and then you tease it out of them. Like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
why don't you
There
talk
is a
about this
story.
more?
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
It's super fun.
Yeah. For me, it maybe sounds a bit lame, but there's more to it. Is like this is a cool place,
It really
which
is.
builds a bit on what Jen and Trev said, and a bit on why you decided to do a podcast. And again, when we rebranded, it was, well, let's just make it cool.
Yeah.
Because so many of these, smaller communities you go to and you just feel like, oh, there's nothing. And that was very much, I felt, and we shared the narrative that was going on. My wife's from Belleville. We came here first in 2006. I was still young. We came from Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, Halifax, like all these great places. And it was, well, what's going on here? But then all of a sudden, like we're all talking about throughout the session today, it's holy shit, there's lots.
Yeah.
And so that was what we were trying to do, because what we kept getting was, oh yeah, Belleville. Well, stop at the gas station to use the bathroom and then on my way to whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, well, let's stop having these people use the bathroom. Let's have them stay. And let's have
More than just a bathroom.
Yeah.
That was our main
You know,
goal.
they can still use the bathroom if they need to.
Yeah. You
We
can
don't
go to the
encourage
bathroom.
anybody to hold it. You run into problems. But just, and the fact that people under 30 might want to move here and make a life here and do something interesting. And they can. And there are so many interesting people. So I think for me, that's it, is that this is a pretty cool place.
Yeah. Agreed.
I agree.
Anna?
I think there's a really good sense of community here,
Mm-hmm.
like in the region as a whole, and then like each of the communities within that
Yeah.
have
Agreed.
their own sort of strong community.
Yeah.
I don't know how to.
That's so
beat what these
wholesome.
guys
Yeah,
say.
the
Still
fabric.
No, that's like
Canada.
exactly like it's really true. I find that like even like within like Belleville, it's like you have the downtown and they have like their own little thing, and then Quinte West, I know their downtown is like their businesses are all really tight, and like it's just I just think it's really
Yeah.
it's
I like
charming.
going to my stores and restaurants where I'm a regular. Some specific bakery, you know,
Yeah.
everyone knows me, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's nice to have that.
Oh yeah, like walk in, it's like, oh hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Or
And
like,
then, like they become friends in some cases. Like
Yeah.
that's how I've met some of my friends by being regulars at their businesses.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
It's like the best way to do it, I think. I remember like Adam and Laura from the break room.
That's also who I'm talking about, by the way.
Oh, is
I was a regular there first. Yeah.
So funny because the idea for the break room started in my garage.
Oh, really?
At some point. I remember like Adam was talking to my ex-boyfriend and he was like, I want to do this thing in like Mile End in Montreal and, you know, have like a bike shop and like a coffee shop because he was doing Starbucks at the time.
Yeah.
And just like seeing all of it kind of come together is like really cool.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like,
They specifically have really created a huge sense of community.
Yeah.
oh my God, yeah.
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 The unique thing is like our organization's very unique in the sense that most places like Kingston, they market Kingston. It's just like one thing, and we're like this. You know, we have 4 municipalities and a First Nations partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have those 5 stories to tell, plus the Quinte Home Builders, and so like it's like we got 6 kids all doing one's in soccer, one's
Yeah.
doing dance, and so we have to kind of it's fun switching gears, and we it's like I think that makes it really exciting for us because we can kind of put that different hat on, like, okay, we're Brighton, like what how do we make them like capitalize on all the things that are special about Brighton, and then we can move to Belleville and Napanee, and so that's neat.
We've had you here for an hour. Did we miss anything that you want to touch on?
The only thing, Trev didn't say tourism is a force for good.
Oh, is that like a thing?
Yeah.
Do you want me to call the episode
No,
that? Or?
I like using that term because in a lot of ways, and I don't want to make a big get on my soapbox.
No, we like
do,
soapboxes.
Is that tourism in general can some people can view it as negative. It's places that experience over tourism and
Or
there's
air travel or
and all that stuff, and like this old relationship where people would just come and visit a place and be like, like eat all their food and leave their garbage behind and use up all their resources, and then can't get on the beach, I can't do anything, and it creates this like adverse relationship between locals and tourism, and I think we've been very conscious about that. Because none of us come from tourism. We all come from different careers, and we haven't worked in tourism, so we kind of look at things through different lenses. And so, my hope, and I guess my colleagues share this too, is that we can build tourism here that is involves locals and they have a voice in it and it's sustainable, and that that it becomes a force for good.
Yeah.
I know my experience is, we do a portion of each experience that, like the ticket price for what people charge for an experience, part of that, a portion of it, $5, $10, $15, $20, will go back into the community somehow. So it's just like small little ways that tourists or travelers or guests, you can get them to be active in giving back to the community in ways that and I think you want to travel. I mean, I do anyway. When I travel, I don't want to be a burden on that community. I'd love to leave it better off than when I arrived, whether it be financially or like, I put stuff in the proper recycling bin, or I didn't, I chose a, more ecological,
Take only pictures.
Yeah, leave no trace.
Memories.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I don't mean to get all kumbaya.
No, I like it. That's great.
But it's someone in the office has got to worry about. No, actually, I've got a lot of growing to do myself. So. Yeah.
Oh, that's
We
awesome.
all voted, and it was you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
Oh, thank
this
you.
was awesome.
This was great.
I'm
Very
gonna
fun.
shut her down.
Okay.
Cool.
Woot woot.
That
was amazing.
That was good.
That was a good episode.
It actually was. Like, sometimes we record episodes and I'm unsure how it's gonna sound. And it was good.
Yeah. No.
I think I get nervous when there's so many people in the studio.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, levels are a little off in this episode.
It happens.
That's what you get because when we have that many people, 3 of my mics are on one control, which makes no sense to people. But it's like I can't
You can't adjust the levels
that I need to. So
That makes
and
sense.
I could in post edit, but I'm not very good at that. Like I'm good at it enough, but not
quite that good.
that good. So this is what you get. I hope you liked it.
It's gonna be great.
But they have done some great things.
Katie's just flipping off.
It's Al
Oh,
every time. How the tables have turned. Usually I flip him off when he's in
Turning
his
tables.
studio, but I think too. I've always known. I've seen the Bay of Quinte book, and you see the icons.
yeah.
Never put it all together.
Katie. What?
Like I didn't know there's like a board for a marketing board.
Oh, I love that. I love that there was a marketing board.
Same. Like it
I
makes
think
so much
it's like-
sense.
I think every community should have like a BOQ marketing board.
Well, yeah, and they cover such a large.
That's what I'm saying is like even if you have like, and maybe they do, and maybe I'm
I
just
don't
ignorant,
know.
and I'm just like I only ever obviously because I live here, but like even when I'm driving to other cities, I think just like the visuals, everything is just so on point. Like it's so good that you
Yeah.
can't miss it because it's just that good.
Yeah, agreed.
Thank you.
And I think they've done a really good job. Like our population's up, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
We talked about census data, which is so fun.
I love data.
I love Doug's passion for census data.
I love Doug for his
Yeah.
passion of census data.
No, it was a good time. I liked that episode.
Yeah, me too.
Also, I'm pretty sure, and she's going to hear this, but I'm pretty sure, I remember, because she went to Queens and I went to Queens and I, recognized her when she walked in. I don't know if we took a class together. I can't figure it out, but she looked very familiar to me.
Well, I don't know.
Anna, if you know, let me know how I know you. I think it's
partied
Queens.
together.
Probably. Maybe.
I don't know.
What else is going on? We've covered a fair amount.
I feel like other than the holidays, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
That's all I got, really.
I know.
Yeah. No, just holidays. Yeah.
Surviving until EOD.
Yeah. I'm so tired right now.
Yeah, you've been crying a lot this week.
Oh, you made me cry this morning.
Oh yeah, we watched the trailer for Good Grief, which was written and directed by Dan Levy, which I have such a soft spot for him.
And I just sobbed. And then John called you,
so
and
I
you turned
took
the
a
trailer
call.
off. Then I'm like, okay, I'm just
She was
sitting here
still crying. There's been a couple times this week where you're crying. I'm like, do you need anything?
Literally, okay, so yesterday I'm crying because a lot of things happened all at once, and I don't do well with
No.
change or uncertainty.
What? Shocking.
And I was laying out all these things, and I just got overwhelmed and I cried, but I'm fine.
Convincing.
Okay, no, but seriously,
You are. I know you are.
I'm okay, and I'm just crying. I'm just letting it out. But I was like, I'm fine. You're like, yeah, you look fine.
I I do get I do struggle with people crying. Like I don't.
Oh, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, like I know I don't have to, because it's like when I'm crying, I don't need anyone to do anything.
No, and I know I'm okay, and I'm just like, I'm sorry for making you uncomfortable. I'm not
even uncomfortable. I'm just like, she'll figure this out. Like if she needs something, like I'll bring you a treat. But I think
me a Diet Coke.
Yeah, like when you have mental illness and someone else has mental illness, you just know, like, I'm like, this is gonna work out.
Oh, and it is totally fine.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing.
Sometimes you just have to cry.
That's all it is.
And it's fun when I'm like crying and I know I'm crazy. Like I'm like, there's really no reason for me to be having this panic attack right now, but here we are. Would I love to stop it? Yeah, but I'm here now.
See, the thing is I cried before, but I was alone. Now I cry. There's someone there, and I'm like, shit.
I don't think it matters. I'm just like, okay, love you. Let me know if you need anything.
No, I'm good.
Maybe I should handle it differently, but that's
no, that's exactly what I need.
Yeah, right. Bring you a DC. We're good.
No, not even that. Just being like, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm like, you'll be okay. I think sometimes too we both do it, because when you start spiraling, like I can bring you back sometimes. Like yesterday you were spiraling, you were very negative about things, and I was like,
I woke up just like savage.
And I could feel it, and I said to Janelle, I was like, I think he's struggling, and then I was like, I think we just have to take the victory. Like I was like, just accept it. You didn't want to accept the victory yesterday.
Oh, no, not at all.
You were angry about the victory.
It's like I can't even, like, I'm done. I can't. I'll spiral. I can see it.
I think we're in very different headspaces, which is always funny, you know, like, because I've been in that headspace where you're just like, it's like doom and gloom.
Yeah, no, and I'm actively trying today to like not go there, because I'm just like, you know what, it's not going to serve me.
No.
And it's not going to help me move forward in my day today or my day tomorrow or any
your
of my
day
days.
Tomorrow, I think, is something you need. You're gonna be surrounded by like lesbians.
Okay, so I also just want to quickly talk about tomorrow.
Okay.
So me and Katie went on a field trip yesterday, and she was like, hey, so after we're gonna carpool for one to Tweed, and then after the show we're gonna make pierogies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the most wholesome, like,
it's Friends Christmas,
comfy thing that I have ever heard of in my entire life.
Lana's bringing baked brie. We're making pierogies. I'm in charge of cocktails and dessert.
That's adorable.
It's just very wholesome.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is adorable. Like, just, it's adorable.
Yeah. I think it's like a day people need, though, you know?
Yeah.
Have a wholesome day.
It's very cute.
Have a Hallmark day. I got nothing else.
No, neither do I.
Do you have any snap?
Oh, Mark and Charity, because we have something really fun coming out in
Yeah.
the next 2 weeks, and I can't wait to tell you guys.
I know, I'm excited. Okay, bye. The Babes of Quinte podcast is recorded and produced at Starboard Communications, home of 95.5 Hits FM, Cool 100, and InQuinte.ca.